Today I want to take you through an automated Excel check-in, check-out system that I've created without codes. It is just use of formulas and functions such that it is working automatically without any code being used. Now I want you to look at here. I have given employees or even numbers in a company. If you have all employees have numbers, we have, like, for instance, I've done from number 1 to number 5. I've given names for those employees. Like number 1, if I press here, if he's checking in, if you press here, if I delete 5, I put 1, you see the name appears Joshua. The date is on 30th and the time in is 8/01/54. So if I clear here, you see the data disappears, because if the person has come in, let's say 2, then you press enter, the work will be to click save. That means that work has been saved somewhere, then from there clear and go. Another person comes, like let's say number 3, code number 3, enter, is called Michelle. The time in is that, she saves the work, then that data is saved. That data is saved. Then from there, you can clear. Then from there another one comes in. If the first one, that was number 2 or whichever, wants to get out, you come here, check out. Then from there, let me clear this. You have your number like 2, enter, then you save. That work has been saved. Then another one wants to get out. Let's talk about 3, enter. Michelle is getting out. So what we do here, we save and then it clears. So all this work has been saved. If we go here, sheet 2, you see the 2, this got out, this is now for out, time out. You have just not labeled, but it's just could have labeled here, time out and the in. So the more you add, they will be added here, they will be added here and all that. So if you wanted to print this work, you just reorganize your work. I can reorganize it, just cut, I paste here. I just do here, I cut, I paste there. Then from there is just to have, of course you ought to have the titles here. You write the titles like, okay, I'm going to do that, I'll show you. So you just highlight, and then you go to page setup, you come to print area. Set print area. If you set that as print area, you control P, it will be exact place that you print. So it is a very simple thing to do with no coding. I just want to take you through the whole process that will take a maximum of 5 minutes of doing the same. So I control N so that I have a different workbook. In this different workbook, I want to show you what we are doing. So I can write here, I can match these 2, I match and then call them entry code. I can call it entry code. Entry code. I can also have, because I'll be having here like name, date and the time, and therefore I can also start from here. I can start from here, I match these 2, I match and call it exit code. So if I do that, this is where I'll be entering the numbers of the employees. So like I can make it now, that is a thick outside, and this is also where I will be wanting those to be. I can also say thick outside. Then here I can have here, I have the name of the employee, that is employee name. If you are working in a company, employee name, you can resize that, date, and then time in. The same here. I also need to have here, that is employee name, that is employee name, date, and also have time out. So if you had that, now you can make this bold. It's just a matter of formatting. And then I want to start from here. This is where I will be entering numbers. Like if I enter 1, I know who the person is. So I want the names to be displayed here. So I just use a formula, which we all know, equals to if this cell A2 equals to 1, then comma, that is a person called, you give the name of the person that you have given code number 1. For instance, I call Joshua. Joshua is the person I've given code number 1, comma, you repeat the same process. You repeat all these codes several times, as many as you have. So if I copy, I repeat as many I have, Control V. If that A2 is now 2, you change 2, you change the name, headers. You continue, Control V, equals to 3. You have given code number 3 another person. You have given Don. You continue, you've given another person here, that is 3, number 4. Number 4, you know, is your employee, James. Maybe you know it's James is your employee, number 4. You continue, Control V. You know your employee number 5. Number 5 is maybe Dan. Your employee number 6. Your employee number 6 is maybe called Michelle. Your employee number 7, you continue up to, if you have 100 of them, you write all of them. So that otherwise it should give empty. Double quote means empty in Excel. So that means if it is not Michelle, otherwise it will be empty. And therefore I cross with how many? I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I cross with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I press enter. So here I have Joshua. The next step is to now have all the employees. So next step is to have the date. So for the date, you'll use an if function too. You say that if this one, that is if B4, that is if this one is not empty, if that one is not empty, that one means if not empty, that is a symbol which is less than and greater than. That means if not empty, empty is a double quote. This means north, and this one means double quote means empty. If B4 is not empty, comma, then that means it is, we give the time, which is now. When you use now function, now we say now we usually have it that means it will be giving exact time. If it is not empty, then it should give exact time. Otherwise it should not give anything. Therefore otherwise it should be empty. You cross a bracket. press enter. Very simple. So it has given a time serial for this. So this one we format. I format here. I'll come here and say it is a date. So I'm interested in short date. So it shows it's on 30th. So if I copy this one, I paste here. So I only need to format this to time. So I come here and give it a time. So it gives me the time. So I'll do the same for exit code. Exit code here. I'll have to just copy this. No, this one we are not interested with. Employee name, yeah, we are interested because it must be appearing also here. Employee name. So I use the same. If now we are talking about F2, which is okay. F2, you see it as the formula is as adjusted to fit to this cell. I do the same for time. If I copy here, I copy, I control V, so I have the time in the date. I also need to just copy and paste here, control V. I also have need now to change this to format to time, just time. Now I have the time out and all that. So after having all this, you see the formulas are okay now because we are talking about this I. Now I'm considering, I should also be considering not I, but I should be considering this G. I should be considering G because this one has considered G and this one must also consider. Although even if it considers H, it is no problem because if there is no date here, then there is no, it's still okay. So we can leave it at that. And then, so after you have done all that, you are done because the only remaining part is to save that work to another sheet. So I come here to this other sheet. I can have a title that I want my things to have here. I can match and say check in stroke out, check in stroke out company, check in stroke out, that is stroke out summary for the week. You will be adjusting for the week. You give the week maybe 8th to maybe 14th, 8th to 14th, 8th to 15th, 8th to 15th, for instance, maybe April. This is you can call it Mwalimu Ogeke company. If that is your company, Mwalimu Ogeke company. Check in stroke out summary for the week that. So I can have it bold. Now this is what I will be having. So here I need now to copy. I need to copy all of this. First of all, before that, here I will have to adjust again at this point. At this point, I have because this will be name, time, date, and time in. So up to this point is okay. I match here. I call it check-in. Check-in summary. And then I also have from here maybe I match and say check out summary. Now, after having that, maybe you can have it in bold. Have it in bold. Good. Then from there, you now bring them here. I bring all this embroidery and it's at the time in. I just copy. You just copy this one. I come here. I will have to, maybe I place them here. Good. And then I'll have to do now for checkout. For checkout, okay, yeah, I can start from here, or from here is still okay. I also copy this one. I copy, come to this sheet, I place them there. So you are just making your work to look smart and nice. Good. So if I have that, symbol, then I'm done now. Now what I'll be doing, I'll do what we call, I need now to have that pattern for saving and for clearing here and saving the data. So what I do, I can bring here, insert, I come here, insert shapes, then I pick a nice shape that I want. I may decide to use this one. So if I use that one, then I can write there, clear. That one is to clear data. Okay, then just format like I need to have middle and the center. That one is okay. So if I have that, I can also duplicate it just there. Control D to have a duplicate. Control D. You highlight it and then you Control D to have a duplicate, and then you have this, and then you bring it here. You just change there. You just change there to save. I can also duplicate these ones. Control D. I have it here. This other side. I can also duplicate. Control D. Control D, then I bring it this other side. I'm now good to go. So what I do now after that is a very simple thing. I'll go to view, then I go to macro. I click record macro. This is called macro 6. It's okay because I've done some other macros in this workbook. So this is macro 6. I click OK. So what will it be doing? You come here, that macro will be deleting. So you come here, you click there, you just press delete. It goes. That is simple. You're done with that macro. So you go to that macro still, you click stop recording. Then you come here, we know it's macro 6. You come here, you right click on this. Right click on this, you go to assign macro 6, you click OK. So what? Just test. I have it like 2. If you have 2, it's headers. If I clear, it has done that. And that's what I wanted. You are done. You do the same for here, for save. For save, I'll do it later for the saving one. Let me do the clear on the other hand here. Sorry for that. Now I do the same for this other side. I'll go to still macro, I record, it's macro 7, I click OK. I come here, I just delete. Then I go here, I say stop macro. So after that, I'll come here and assign macro. We knew is 7. Then you click OK. So if I enter like 3 here, it is done. I clear, it goes. Very simple as that. There is no coding. You have not done any coding here. So you go to save. I want now to be transferring the data I get here. So what I do, let me start with this one. I start with like 2, enter. It is headers. So I want it to be, let me go here first of all. I come here and record macro. It's macro 8. You click OK. It's now recording. You copy this data, copy, go to this sheet, and then when you paste here, you right click. You click on paste special so that you have all this. Then you click values. Then you click OK. You are done, but you are not yet done because you need again to highlight here. You go to home. You click on, you point here, insert, then you insert sheet rows. So that means that you click at this point. You click at this point, so that meaning it will be inserting all the time. It will be inserting a row above and also getting that data saved there. So after doing that, I can now go and go to view. I stop this macro. I stop recording. So after stopping recording, I can now come here and right click on this, assign macro. Remember, it's the last one, macro number 8. You click OK. So if you want to know, let me clear and have there as like 1 Joshua. If I click save, that data is saved. That data is saved. If you go here, you see Joshua, it is saved. You continue. It's so how many times you do it, all those that you are doing for will be saved. So I'll be doing now the same for here. This other side, I'll be doing the same. So I need to have like 3. It is done. I want now, I need to record that macro. That will be macro number 9. Yes, macro number 9. You click OK. So I come here, I copy, I go to sheet 2, I right click here, I right click here, I click paste special, then I point on values, I click OK, and ensure you change this. I did not change this one. I was supposed to change. That is the way I've done there. You highlight. You ensure that you format all that column. You format it to date. You also format all this column. You format to also time. You do the same here. You do the same there. It is now for date. You format these ones is for time. So now those ones are okay. It will be showing the exact time and date. Now you come here. You highlight still. I did what we call in go to home. You come here, insert, then you insert rows, then you click here. So if you do that, you can now go to macro, that is home, view, then you stop recording. So if I come now, I right click here, Assign macro number 9, you click OK. So let me clear this one. I have number 4 there. It is James here. If I save the data for James, it is saved. So if I go here, you see James has appeared. So the latest to point, that is, will be appearing above the other. So the other things about sorting, now you arrange them from the earliest to the late person to come. It's just a matter of sorting and rearranging this data the way you want to have a printout. Like I said, like after I've done everything, I can now rearrange so that it can sort this time. This time as per. So you can do that. You can either sort or just leave it, and then you just set this as print area from here maybe to there. That is page layout. Then you say like set print area. So if I print, you see this one, you can have it landscape so that you have all covered landscape. Good. Now you are good to go. If I print, everything is printed. Everything is printed, all the data. But remember this data, you could have arranged it the way you want. So, and you can also have all borders so that it appears if you wanted all borders, or if you want all borders, it is home. It's just a matter of formatting all borders. Now if I print, it looks nice. So very simple way of having time in, time out in any company. Just an employee coming and entering his code, his employee code, and the name appears automatically, the time he entered into the job automatically without much struggle. Then you can also lock the codes, all the functions and the formulas, so that they cannot delete. You can lock them, so that their work is just enter and they cannot delete the functions. So that is a very simple work to do. And thank you for listening to these tutorials. If you've really enjoyed the session, ensure you like it, subscribe and share to many more so that they can also use them in their companies. Thank you.